When it comes to designing theme park lands and attractions, there are some media franchises that, let's just say, require a bit of creative thinking to actually make work in the context of a theme park. But other days, your life is easy. You're given a property that lends itself so well to theme park lands and attractions to the point where you don't even necessarily have to make anything up, and all you have to do is just adapt the property one-to-one into real life, and then bada boom, bada bing, you've created an A+ land. But sometimes theme parks fumble this golden egg. Despite already having a media franchise with an expansive and detailed world, they still feel a need to make stuff up and try and expand the lore themselves. And in many cases, this is to the land's detriment. And in the case of Universal's Shrek Land in Singapore, this could not be more true. Just like Harry Potter or Star Wars, Shrek is a theme park designer's dream come true. There is just so much to pull from throughout this entire franchise. I mean, just look at the map from the hit video game Shrek Super Party. The world of Shrek is massive, and all of this is just from the first movie. You can literally make an entire theme park land themed around any of these singular locations, with the exception of maybe the windmill and the farm, which have like one scene apiece. And remember, this is all without mentioning locations from Shrek 2. You got the Poison Apple, you got Fairy Godmother's cottage, and you have perhaps the most detailed and in-depth location in the entire Shrek franchise, Far, Far Away. Unlike other locations in media franchises, normally it's difficult to figure out how am I going to shoehorn in a restaurant or a shop into here. I mean, think about trying to get a restaurant into the Dragon's Keep. It makes no sense. But when it comes to Far, Far Away, every single detail is already mapped out for you. It's literally theme park designer's day off. Just build a Starbucks across the path from another Starbucks, and congratulations, you've made the greatest land of all time. So when it came to building a Shrek Land at Universal Studios Singapore, unsurprisingly, they chose Far, Far Away as their location. And I have to say, at first glance, it looks pretty nice. I mean, the castle looks great. You got the Fairy Godmother sign, that iconic sign from the film. Yes, the arm actually does move. It's pretty great. You even have the statue of King Harold as a frog. Well, wait, it doesn't make sense because he only becomes a frog after Fairy Godmother is, dead. So why is her sign still up if King Harold is a frog? Okay, well, a little mess up with the timeline there, but you could be forgiven. It's a cool sign, right? Yeah, so that's fine. Moving on. The land features 3 rides. One is a kids family-friendly coaster themed around dragon. It is themed as like an actual fake dragon with Pinocchio operating it. So okay, that's fun. I like that. And then you also have a Puss in Boots roller coaster that takes place during Puss in Boots, the movie, which is a prequel to Shrek. Okay, I'm starting to notice some problems with the timeline here, guys. I don't, that doesn't really seem to make sense. Why is this here? Okay, anyways, it's fine. Okay, it's just 2 mess ups. It's just 2 mistakes. It's fine. It's no big deal. So the main attraction of the land that takes place inside Far, Far Away Castle, I know you've been waiting for this one, is Shrek 4D Adventure, which takes place in between Shrek 1 and 2. What? And isn't even in Far, Far Away. It's supposed to take place in Duloc. So let me get this straight. This land takes place not only across several different timelines that basically span the course of probably about a couple decades when you consider Puss in Boots being in here for some reason, and also now spans several different locations. Okay, great. That's awesome. That's amazing. Oh, but what's that? There's something outside of the Far, Far Away land that's a part of Shrek? Oh, okay. Let me check that out. Oh, it's Shrek Swamp. That's really cool, Universal. That's awesome because, they call it Far, Far Away because, it's far, far away, not very, very close. Why is Shrek Swamp right outside of Far, Far Away? But you know what? Even though this land does not care about the timeline, it does not care about the locations and their proximity to one another, that's all okay, so long as the actual quality of the rides, attractions, shops, and restaurants in the land is actually good. You can look past all of it. It's just semantics at a certain point, right? It's fine. I'm willing to forgive and forget, all right? So let's take a stroll down the street and see what we find here. Underneath the Fairy Godmother sign is Fairy Godmother's Magic Potion Juice Bar, which actually does offer sort of like slushies in these really cool bottles, so that's kind of fun. It even has a little Ferris wheel inside of it, so that's pretty fun. I mean, it, again, makes no sense that it's here at all, but that's okay. It's okay. It's cool. It's fun. It's cute. And you know what? They have some like cool merch in here. It's a lot of nice, cool Shrek stuff. So as a Shrek fan, you love to see. What in the world is that? Why is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon in a Shrek gift shop in Far, Far Away? I'm getting down to my last straw, man. I'm getting down to my last straw. But you know what? It's all right, because right across the street is Goldilocks Chicken Done Just Right. That is a great name. No notes. And though the food here is whatever, they do have a Shrek waffle, which, of course, you know, obviously Donkey loves waffles, so it makes perfect sense. You're going to have a specialty food item that would be a waffle. And the waffle has Shrek's face on it, which is not only hilarious, but also is lore accurate, because you gotta remember, Shrek is basically a legend. He's basically a celebrity. At this point, he's the heir to the throne. I mean, everyone knows him, everyone loves him. It makes perfect sense, assuming that the timeline of this restaurant is at the beginning of Shrek the Third, which I'm just gonna run with because that's the only time it makes sense. And what's this? A pop-up stand for Gingy's House of Sweets? A snack stand themed around the gingerbread man. I mean, come on, you can't ask for better, and it's a gingerbread house. That's awesome. And of course, what's the main thing that this snack stand sells? It's gingerbread men, of course. Wait, Gingy? You're gonna make me eat Gingy. And he's smiling while I do it. Eat me. Okay, man, I'll do it. All right, jeez. Okay, you know what, Universal? You're reeling me back in. What else you got to eat in this place? Oh, you got Friar's Fat Boy. Oh, let's go. Oh, wait, what's that say? Friar's Good Food? Why is he holding a wrap? Where's his mutton? Look at this menu. Where's the Renaissance wraps? The chili rings? The sourdough soft tacos? There's not even any curly fries. And oh my God. The worst offense of all, no medieval meals. How am I supposed to get my complimentary axe? Listen, you could break the timeline, you could put Shrek Swamp right next to Far, Far Away, but when you mess with Friar's Fat Boy, you are committing a crime against humanity. I don't know who this imposter is, but he is hashtag not my friar, and I will not stand for this. That's it. You've gone a step too far. I'm going to show no mercy to this land, and I am going to judge it with the utmost harshest criteria. Versace. That's like Versace, guys. That's pretty funny. That's a good one. That actually makes sense. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and you even got the Far, Far Away Postal Service. Oh, that's a good one. You know, I mean, these are actually instances of you expanding the lore in a positive way. I like it. And you lost me. Bed knobs and broomsticks, really were making references to that in a Shrek Land? Why don't you make a reference to the movie that you're basing the land on? But you know what? There is another attraction in this land that I've failed to talk about up to this point, and that's Donkey Live. It's basically like Turtle Talk with Crush at Epcot, if you've ever seen that, where basically it's a digital projection of Donkey being voiced by someone in the back, and he just kind of cracks jokes and talks to guests for like 20 minutes. Obviously, this is a step down from the animatronic version of Donkey that we have here in the States. That's a much better meet and greet opportunity than this, but, you know, this is okay, I guess. But did you guys notice where this takes place? It takes place in Hook's nightclub. Haha, very funny pun, right? But, seriously, Captain Hook owns a nightclub in Far, Far Away. Isn't this guy a national terrorist after the events of Shrek the Third? Yes, he grows daffodils and they're beautiful. I get it. But this guy should be on a watch list. He should be banned from this city. Why is he allowed to own a nightclub, nonetheless even be in the city in general? But okay, maybe we're saying this is before the events of Shrek the Third. This is before he became a terrorist. Okay, even then, the whole point of his character in Shrek the Third in the beginning of the movie is that he's an outcast. He doesn't go to far, far away. He stays outside the city in the forest at the Poison Apple. He would not own a nightclub in far, far away. This makes no sense. But you know what? This could all be saved if the rides in the land are actually good. I mean, I think it'd be easy enough to just be able to walk past all the junk, all the garbage, all the nonsense, all of the non-lore accurate stuff happening in this land and just ride the rides and enjoy them. But here's the thing, the family coaster themed to Dragon and the Ferris wheel are not really doing much. I mean, they're fine. They're nice, I guess, for kids, but you know, otherwise they're not really doing much. The Puss in Boots ride maybe has one of the most incoherent stories of all time, while also being the least thrilling roller coaster you've ever been on in your entire life. And yes, Shrek 4D Adventure is the exact same ride as Shrek 4D, the one that existed in Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Orlando. So yes, you've probably been on it, and no, it's nothing to write home about. However, the pre-show is easily the best of all time. That thing is hilarious. So when looking at the rides in this land, I have to say, no, I can't look past the land itself in order to ride the rides because I don't even want to ride the rides. They all suck. And if there's one thing I've learned from analyzing this land, it's that Shrek lands are like onions. Not because they have layers, but because when you cut them open and see all the wasted potential inside, they make you cry. The good news is, Universal is working to rectify their old mistakes. They are building a new Shrek mini-land in Orlando that is gonna open this year if it hasn't already opened by the time you're watching this. The land is themed after Shrek Swamp, and I can tell you without even seeing it open, it already is coherent as far as the timeline goes, so it's already 1,000 times better than this land ever was. But like I said, this is a mini land. It's a part of the DreamWorks Land expansion for Universal Orlando. It's not a full-fledged Shrek-themed land. And as we've discussed earlier in this video, Shrek has so much untapped potential for theme park lands. It's a no-brainer to give Shrek his own land that is fully thought out, fully detailed, fully in-depth, and takes advantage of all of the things that the media franchise has to offer. And with Shrek 5 coming out and the last Puss in Boots movie being fairly well received, you have to say, I think that you could do it. I think you could build another Shrek Land in Orlando, either in Islands of Adventure or in one of the expansion pads of Epic Universe. Now, I'm not going to propose to add it into Universal Studios Florida. Why? Because what land would you likely build? You would build Far, Far Away. I do not want Far, Far Away in the same park as Shrek Swamp. Okay? Let's keep Far, Far Away, far, far away. Okay? Great. Thanks. So please, Universal, I'm begging you, do Shrek justice. Please. Please! And let me tell you, Universal, you can do it because the only person standing in your way is you.
Me?
Get him, lads! Yeah!
Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think this land is as bad as I think it is? Or maybe you see some redeeming factors about it. Are you excited for the new Shrek Land in Universal Studios Florida? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Love to hear what you have to say, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.